today, I can't believe it, we're utterly being bashed with wind and rain by Storm Deirdre. Now I know why they named it D, because they've worked their way through the alphabet, but Deirdre does sound rather like a lady from the north who's come down to bash us, and I can't help but think of lovely Deirdre Old Barlow from Corrie. And it's typical that it started today as well, on the first day of a slightly new change to Brimwood Farm. So over the past 3 years, I've kind of had a format where I've done my my Monday Magic, I've done a Wednesday Chick Check, I've done a Friday video focusing on a sole subject, and then I've done a Sunday smallholding diaries. But I asked my patrons over on Patreon, and I asked my Facebook community whether they would like a change, and the overwhelming answer was yes. So I'm scrapping the one-off Friday video to replace it with more of a vlog style. So we will still have smallholding diaries and we'll still have Chick Check going forward, but we may have a few more vlog style videos of me pottering around the garden, going up to the farm, and just more of an insight over to the entire lifestyle rather than individual videos. I'm sure there'll be individual videos here and there where I focus on one thing because that's what I'm up to for the day. So for today, I was going to take you on the first one, but it's raining. But we're going to do it anyway because that's lifestyle. Before we go outside, I think it's pretty important to have a cup of tea. Lovely Denby mug. It's a little bit old-fashioned, but I love a little bit of Denby. I'm going to leave that here so it doesn't get wet. And let's go and start the day. So, as many of you know, if you're on an urban homestead, there's not a vast amount to do in the winter because you're not growing veggies and you're not having chicks or rabbit babies. At work, obviously, it's massively baby season, and if you're Patreon, you'll know because I've started my livestock insights on there about work on a livestock farm. So obviously I'm dealing with lambing and kidding and getting everything pregnant for next year. But here, it's very much let the chickens out, clean the chickens out, and keep the few winter veggies I have alive. But let's let those chickens out for today. The only eggs I'm getting at the moment are these, and these are my khaki Campbell duck eggs. So 4 eggs from 3 hen khaki Campbells, and that's about 2 days worth. And considering I have 25 hens, that's not a lot. Obviously the quail don't lay at this time of year because they're seasonal layers, so as soon as it starts getting darker earlier and shorter days they stop laying. The ducks have been a godsend because 4 eggs. Now of course I could have changed that by hatching some hens later in the season. So last year I hatched some quail chicks out, I think September, October time, so by the time the winter came they were just starting to lay. And the same with the hens. By the time my hens from the summer were coming into mature, it was around Christmas time, so then they started laying as well. But at this time of year, when I haven't got any really hens left over from late hatches, we have hardly any eggs, which is not great. But, you know, comes spring, as soon as spring hits and it starts to warm up again, we will soon find that we've got lots and lots, and we'll probably have too many eggs. Now it's been really, really mild still, and it is supposed to get really cold next week, and we need it because in the greenhouse my broad beans have got ultra leggy. They're not leggy, but this is the stage at which if these were outside and then a frost hits, they would be frosted. Ideally, when the snow and the frost arrives, you want them to be like this. You want them to stay like this and sit in the ground like this for most of the winter, and then when the warmer weather comes, turn it into this. Because these leaves are not frost hardy. These will blacken, the shoots will get frosted, and then often what happens is it dies back and it sprouts out two from the bottom, which you might think is a good idea, but I never find those plants are very good in the end. It kills off that initial growth spurt, and it doesn't work for the best. My little parsleys are up here on the top shelf. They're looking nice. I love this plant in particular. It's done really, really well. So they'll be in here over winter, and then next spring they will go out. And then in the winter vegetable garden, apart from it being super, super muddy, which is one of the horrors of winter, it's a different story because it has been mild. Everything's actually growing quite well. So we've still got this lovely red-veined sorrel. The cabbages are putting on little bits of growth, which is nice. The kale's been so growth heavy. Things have actually come along and eaten it. Look, I think that's pigeons. But again, yeah, they've done really, really well. And because it, again, as it's been mild, we've got lovely new little shoots coming out. And then in the poly, I'm going to go down to the other end of the poly. Just trying to get in this end is the nightmare. In the mini poly, here we go. You can also see that things are taking off. Down the chard down the bottom, you can see it's done particularly well. And here are the little spinach plants, which are also doing well. So it's a catch-22. I need it to be colder to kill off pests and stop tender things growing. But at the same time, the milder weather is making sure that these veggies do well. It also means the weeds are doing well, so I need to come out and dig some of these weeds up. Trip to the vets today. They both went for boosters actually, but Beetle's got a really bad ear infection. She's also got, as you can see here, this is caused by her anxiety, and she nibbles and licks at it. So she's got quite bad anxiety, and she's got a funny little skin trauma on her back. We've got some steroids for it. But it's strange. It could be, you know, in my mind, I'm worrying skin cancer. But we're gonna hit it with steroids first, and then we're gonna see how we go. She's going back in another week, so hopefully, all being well, she'll be on the road to recovery. Well, as you can no doubt see and hear, the rain is really coming down. So I think, unfortunately, my day of gardening has been cut rather short. So it'll be better spent rather inside, drinking tea, perhaps online, and doing some planning for next year. thank you for joining me today on the first of this kind of new Friday of vlogging. It's also reminding me I need to get my contacts back in because these glasses are just ridiculous when it comes to the rain and winter weather. And also try chasing a sheep around a field when you've got glasses on, and then she throws them off as she pulls you down, scrapes you through the mud. It's not a good idea. So I think tomorrow I'm going back to my contacts. As always, thank you for watching. If you are on Facebook, please come across and join me on Brimwood Farm community group. There's a link below in the description. Also, if you want to come over to Patreon, check that link out as well. There's another link below to Patreon as well. But I will see you again soon. Again, thank you for watching so much. Hit the subscribe button if you want to see more and the like button, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.